Hey everybody. So this is part 2. So this part is called Plan to Vote. So how do you plan to vote? Derek was kind enough to send out an email to all the staff and let us know this because they printed out the email. Well, Melanie printed it out. Thank you, Melanie. About how we can plan to vote and really kind of get stuff done. And it's important to make a plan to vote, especially again right now. It's very important to make a plan and to get it done as soon as possible. So anything that you need, any advice I can help you with. I can't actually register you to vote. That would be wrong. If you haven't registered already. If you don't have mail-in balloting. If you do, yes, sweet, that's awesome. But if not, I can't register you to vote. You have to register yourself. So, but what I'm going to show you is I can actually make it a bit easier. Or this will make it a bit easier. So, again, imagine, keep these up here so you can look at them as we go along. So imagine what this says, and I'm just reading it verbatim, which just means word for word. Imagine the power of 4 million Californians with disabilities voting. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, that's a lot of votes. And again, depending on what you want, if you want things to stay how they've been, if you want to continue, or if you want to change. No matter what, that's a lot of people voting. And a lot of people with a lot of individuals that are developmentally delayed don't register to vote and haven't registered to vote. And the possibility is endless as to what we can do as long as we, really make our voice be heard. And people can help, and I will help with anything that you need. I certainly will. And so what it says here is a presidential election, and I will send you this email, which will help. But a presidential election in the middle of a pandemic is a historic event. Add problems at the Postal Service, and it is clear that the election this fall will be unlike any our country has ever held. And it's true. Be careful the information that you hear about the post office. Some of it's true, some of it's not true. But again, this is why we need to do this earlier than later. What can we, the voters, do to prepare? So here's what it says. Is to check your registration status, your voter registration status. Get informed. Make a plan, which is what we're doing right now. And share your knowledge. So you can email this to other people and help them. So check your voter registration status. Every California voter will receive their ballot in the mail this year. This means it is more important than ever. Sorry, I usually put something on there to make sure that doesn't happen. But this is why it's more important than ever to make sure that your voter registration is up to date. Luckily, this can be done online in just a few moments. Click the button below to check your status. And again, I will send you out that link. If you want, we can go over it via Zoom, or we can go over it step by step together over the phone. And you can kind of look and see as to what your status is. I checked mine. I'm going to be checking mine more because some people they're being unregistered and they have to re-register. I don't know exactly why this is. It's an interesting time, and so the best thing to do is get ready to vote and have everything prepared before the time actually comes. So get informed. There's a lot of confusion about how we will vote this fall. So there's a guide that includes information on the options that California's voters have. So it says here, you can click on this link when I send you the email after this, and I would really appreciate if you all go through it. It's Voting in a Pandemic, California's Plan Explained. And then it's also in Spanish, which is good because we have a lot of people from all over the world here that speak Spanish and live here in California. But voting in a pandemic is much different. We need mail-in balloting. The reason is we shouldn't be going and overcrowding spaces right now. We shouldn't be going to voting polls, because if you do, and there's a bunch of people in line and they're not distancing, then people can really get sick. So it's best that we get started now. It's still just August, so we have the rest of August, which isn't much left, September, October, and then it has to be in by November. But if you get it in within this month or September, then you're golden. Things are good. But that's what we got to do. But first, you have to make sure you're registered. And again, I will help you with any of that you need. And it says, people with disabilities face unique challenges when we access our right to vote. To learn about accessible voting and voting right of people with disabilities, visit. And again, there's a website. That's this one. So if I'm not helping very well, you can actually go to that website and they can help you out. So you have a lot of different options. And make sure that you use those options. Once you have made sure your voter registration, so number 3, is to make a plan. Once you've made sure your voter registration is up to date and read the guide, take time to think about what will work best for you this fall. There is no one size that fits all option that will work for everyone. If you are unsure on how you want to vote, talk it over with trusted friends and family members. And again, I that's exactly what I would suggest. You can ask me if you trust me, which it's not really a question of trust, but if you want my opinion, I'm always here to give it. But if you have family, please go to them first. Ask them what they think. Ask them how they're going to vote. And then if you have any questions about what they say, come to me and say, DJ, you don't need to name any names, and be like, well, my uncle so-and-so says this thing, and I don't want to say, this is the issue. I just want to know what you think. And I can give you my advice. And it will always have several facets to it. I'm not going to tell you where to vote or how to vote. It's ultimately up to you. But it doesn't mean it's a hard thing. It means it's a personal choice. It's personal to each and every one of us as to how we vote. My family and I, we do not vote in the same realm at all. I love them, but we don't vote in the same realm. So I would not go to them with advice for anything. I might, I might ask my mom, and because I love her, and be like, so where are you at? But I really don't want to. If the answer is bad, then. But that's, again, it's a personal choice. If it's bad for me, whatever seems right to you is what you should vote for. Whatever feels right, seems right, go for that. Also, when it comes to measures, I can help you with that, and I'll give you my advice on that. I've taken a lot of political science classes, and I can help you kind of cipher through them and look through them and find out what you think is best. So don't mind contacting me with that. Number 4, share your knowledge. The structure of the upcoming election is new for everyone. By doing steps 1 through 3, which we've gone over, you are now more informed than many people in the state. So again, this is why I'm going to email this to you and why I'm doing a YouTube video and a class on it, to make sure that we all are kind of on the same page. Just as to, it's important to vote. Not get out there, stay home and do it. And then, but make your voice heard. The leaders and laws that we vote for have a tremendous impact on the lives of people with disabilities, our families, and the workforce who support us. This is why it is critically important that you share this information with people in your life and encourage them to make their own plans to vote this fall. Again, this is why I'm doing this. If you have questions about voting, or if you encounter inaccessibility when you vote, call the Disability Rights California Voter Assistance Hotline, which is here. These numbers right here. But again, I'm going to email this to you, but then give them a call and they can help you out. So if there's any difficulty registering, you have me. You have any of the staff program, really. But I'm not going to push any of my political beliefs on anyone. We've discussed things before, and maybe sometimes we went too far, but really it's just kind of questions, and I like to keep an even line. I'm not going to downplay anyone completely, and I'm not going to ever support someone completely. There are things that every candidate running have done that I don't agree with, and there are some things that I do agree with, and some more than others. But again, I will send you out the link. Feel free, please, to contact me, ask me any questions about this process, about any questions you have about voting. It is very important. Again, it's your civic duty. And voting in a pandemic, this is you're living in a very historic time. This will be remembered for a very, very long time. And I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be a part of the voting process during this time, because it's kind of a scary and difficult place to be, but at the same time, it's exciting in the sense that we're doing something that's never been done before because we have to. Anyway, I think I've talked too much. I will send out that link. Peace. And I hope to talk to you soon about anything you need to talk about. Okay. Bye, everybody.